Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of the Marky Dragon Show. And I want to talk today on a follow-up about whether or not EVE Online is worth it. And but first, I'm out here in Montana on vacation. I brought my video camera, can you tell? So I'm out here on vacation. There's a wonderful little lake or pond behind me, and the valley back here, and the mountains, and the sun, and the wildlife. Found this guy in the grass. Can you see him here? His can we get focused on there? Let's see if I put my hand up here. I don't know. It's hard to see him, isn't it? The darn camera, it wants to focus on my face. There you go. You can see him. So found this guy. He's just a moth from around here, but he nice colors and everything. He's kind of cute. So I'll put him down in the grass here and let him go on and do his thing. So back to EVE Online. So, you know, recently I did the EVE challenge, and the challenge was to see whether or not I could spend, 30 days of playing the game and actually be successful, actually really get into the game, because 3 previous times I had tried and failed, and now I was determined to do it. And that series is currently playing, so that with episodes coming out almost daily. And I will report I was successful. So I did get into the game, and I'm really enjoying it. And for those of you who were playing with me, who are clamoring, "Oh my God, he did the 30-day challenge and then he quit," that is not the truth. So I just took a break for a while from it, and I've been continuing to do my skills as best I can while I'm on vacation here. 2 of my characters are going to run out of skill training because I'm out here. I don't have access to anything. I barely have access to my cell phone, let alone anything else, and so my training's going to run out while I'm out on this trip. But that's the way it goes. So the question was, the original video that kind of started everything was me asking a question of, is EVE Online worth it? And the answer is definitely yes. But the answer is a lot deeper than that, and if you haven't seen the first video and would like to see it, there's an annotation here. You can go and check it out. It's a very popular video. I mean, it gets thousands of views a month, and I'm not 100% sure what makes it so popular, but it's just one of those that just seems to work. And so I have a message here from Lex Hiram, and it's in response to the first video and some unanswered questions about how the gameplay is and what the community is like and all of that. So let me just read some of these and give you some comments on it, on why I think EVE Online is so great. And don't mind all the bugs. Can you see them on camera? They like all decided that. What? Are you guys like trying to mate with my microphone or something? They're all up in my microphone. They're probably all trying to make a nest up in there. What is it that they're doing? So he says, "Dear Marcus, I've been subscribed to your channel for what feels like at least a year or 2. And actually, I bought a lot of EVE time codes from you in the past. I was keen to watch your review today." Yeah, we sell EVE time codes. There's a link for that in the description as well, and that actually helps fund the videos and stuff. So without that, without people buying those EVE time codes from us, then we would. I wouldn't have the ability to do all these videos, because these videos alone don't constitute making a living. I do these because I enjoy it. Anyway, okay, unfortunately I was left feeling a little bit disappointed by the end of the video. Overall, you're very positive about the game and definitely highlighted some of the best strengths. As you know, though, even though EVE is such an engaging game, once you get into it, there are 2 particular areas of the game which scare away the people who initially feel drawn to it. Or even worse, cause the people who do try it to leave the game feeling disappointed and frustrated. You know, maybe he's talking about exactly what I went through because I failed at it 3 prior times. The game is the most complex MMO there is in the world, and it definitely is hard to get into. And here's the secret. The secret is you need to team up with some other players. You need to build a network, a small network of mentors to help you out. And so once you have that, then you're going to be successful, because there are so many things that you just don't know what they are, you don't know about, that you need help with. And so anyway, I won't go further into that right now, but that is my first impression of that. The first of those is fear of loss. Sure, you'll pump billions of in-game money into a ship and get killed. Then you're likely to lose it all. It happened to me so many times. But I'd have been far more impressed if you'd pointed out that there's a new player, all the ships you're flying are quite cheap. He's right. They are quite cheap. And in fact, in the end of the whole video series about the 30-day challenge for EVE Online, there is actually at the very end, we go out for hours, all with newbie ships, and we slaughter a whole bunch of people. So even if you've got some newbie ships and you don't have very much money, you can be quite effective, very effective, in fact. So it's really quite surprising. So let's see here. The new player ships are quite cheap and very easily replaced. This is true. And in fact, another thing that you'll see coming up in the series is we figured out how with factions to earn as much as, how much was it? 200 million ISK an hour? 20 million? No. I think it's 200 million ISK an hour is what we were able to prove that we could earn as newbies. And I'll be doing more of that in live shows coming up in the future, working in factions. But in factions, you can make 200 million an hour as somebody who is a new player. And new player described as under 30 days old. And at the current rate of how much it costs for a player to buy the Plex from another player, which they can use for their subscription, it was about $500 million, just a little over $500 million. So that's 500 million. So think about this. What if you get yourself experienced up enough and everything to where in 3 or 4 hours worth of work you could pay for your entire month's subscription? Then, and with that kind of money, the losses of ships is not so critical. You can afford the more expensive components if you get good and want more expensive stuff. So, okay. So when he talks about adrenaline rush of learning real skills and everything, and that is one of the interesting things, is that it's not made up so much of that you have to learn these skills in game to be successful. It is the fact that you actually learn how to use those skills, you personally, and how to control the ships and everything to be more effective. So while the skills in game do have maybe as much as 50% of the effectiveness, the other 50% is you, which means that your choices make up a lot of how things play out in the game and your effectiveness of flying a ship. So, okay. Too many people think that or combat in EVE depends on your skill points or level. Shit, I should have read this ahead of time. That's what I was just saying. Okay, well, I did read it a long time ago, and I said, well, this is going to be, really good questions here, but I just forgot what I all said. So, if you're coming from other games, it couldn't be further from the truth. A month-old player with sharp wits and a bit of daring could tear a 6-year-old character into shreds if he caught him alone. This is very, very true. That's not something you can do in other games. Yeah, imagine in World of Warcraft a 1-month-old character coming up against a 6-month-old character. Well, maybe World of Warcraft isn't a good example because I think you can get to the highest levels within 30 days now. Let's say like World of Tanks or something like that, where it takes you probably a year to get to the highest levels. Yeah, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. So, you know, you would have to be extremely lucky. Well, in Eve, it's about skill. And so with the skill, you are able to do this stuff. And let's see here, which brings me to my other point, getting caught alone. You said that unlike other games where it's all about developing your character, that Eve is all about developing your ship. Honestly, Marcus, it's not. Yes, I had said that, and it is not about developing your ship. It's about developing you as a player and figuring out what combination works best with your playstyle. So you can have you know, very unique play style, and somebody else can come up against you in a ship that normally would be able to take that kind of ship out, and you may be able to take them out, even as a newer player. And it's just based on knowing whether or not it's just based on your play style, your abilities against their abilities, and so they may have the exact abilities needed to just crush you, or you may have the exact abilities needed to crush them. It can go both ways. And there are actually skills for figuring that stuff out too. I haven't gotten that far yet. So, more than anything else, it's about developing relationships. Golly, I said that too. Eve is a truly social game, and that's where a lot of the people fall down. They try to solo the game from the start because they think they are not good enough yet. You know, he is talking about all of the things that that we proved in the Eve challenge. You know, one of the main things was working with other people, and just getting a little bit of a head start from them gives you an enormous boost in the game. So, and whether that's help of how to do certain things, or you know, funding you with a little bit of ISK so you can go out and do faction warfare right away. Although faction warfare, you can actually probably earn your money to start in faction warfare within about 2 or 3 days, and it doesn't take you very long. So, and let's see, they think that they're solo and they're not good enough yet, and they end up leaving thinking that the game is only for elites. Admittedly, the game's producers haven't done a good enough job in the past of helping people realize that the real key to enjoying Eve and experiencing life in the top alliances, if that's your thing, is simply to get involved. Man, this guy is right on target. Chat with people and get out of their terrible NPC corps that you start in. The NPC corps are good for only a couple of things. Me, with the #1 bounty in the game, yes, that happened while I was playing. I ended up somehow the #1 bounty of all time. The game's been going for 10 years, and in 30 days I ended up #1 bounty, #1 most wanted. And so my character is about to be back into a NPC corp, but that is only because the corp that I'm in just keeps getting hammered with war decks of people that are wanting to get legitimate kills on me so they can have my frozen dead corpse as part of their collection to hang on their wall or whatever. So the new video they've released goes a long way with helping that. It shows a newbie applying to join Eve University right away. They're a great learning corp that some of the top alliances often recruit from, but not the only one. Yeah, so Eve University takes a while to get into. And Eve University is really a very academic approach to the game, learning a lot of stuff about the game that you know, if you wanted to really make a serious career in the game, that would probably be one way for you to do it. They have a lot of online content too, a lot of classes that you can watch, listen to, or participate in. They have a waiting list. Last I heard, the waiting list was around 2 months long to get into the actual participating in the classes. So, and then he says, overall, the initial review was great, and he just wanted to follow up to clarify a few things. So, thank you very much for that, because you are right on target. This message came in before I started the Eve Challenge, and I actually added it to my list before I started the Eve Challenge. And now, reading it again after the Eve Challenge is completed, he is right on the mark with everything. And if he's seeing that, and I'm seeing that, and everything, then it must be true. So, anyway, thanks again for that, and Eve, if you haven't tried it out, is an awesome game. We have 30-day trials at our website, and there's a link in the description where you can get one of those trial codes, and So that's it. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care. And I hope to see you in game. I am Marky Dragon, all one word, in the game. And so you can look me up if you see me there. Take care, everybody.
Marky Dragon, man. I'm your biggest fan, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up.